There is a dot that connects everything, and it's called life. This is one planet. Air shows no prejudice, water shows no prejudice, and land shows no prejudice. This is our home, Mother Earth, and we have to fight to keep her clean. Chini good.
Grassroots, frontline, and Indigenous women are gathered at COP26 to strategize and accelerate our collective efforts to halt the worst impacts of the climate crisis, to stop extractivism, and protect our lands, forests, water, and our children's future. Study after study shows it's paramount to recognize that there will be no significant action on climate change until women's struggles and leadership and solutions are at the forefront. And we are seeing so much action on the ground. We were just having a session about how much women are having what looks like very small actions in their community around food security and food sovereignty and Indigenous knowledge practices and all kinds of work that women are doing. And from a corporate perspective, it looks like nothing's going on, but when you add up all these small pieces, the communities are leading the way. But we also need to have there not be interference in these solutions.
Each of our communities carries a vast wealth of traditional ecological knowledge on how to live in right relationship with the land. In my community and in many Indigenous communities, women are critical to holding this knowledge and vital to passing that on to future generations. So it makes sense that Indigenous women's leadership is also vital if we want to save our planet. We're calling for Indigenous rights and sovereignty to be upheld in all levels of climate policy and negotiations.
Oil has been a very big issue for Indigenous communities. We have oil spills happening every month. There is no media coverage when that happens. And it's really concerning how accepted it is, not only on an international level, but also within our own countries. That's why we need to be here, so that we can tell our own stories and that we can tell you what is actually going on the ground. They're actually breaking international laws and policies that they have signed on to. And these are the same people that are here at COP and that are negotiating in our names and saying that they were representing us. They are not.
And I hear that there are two people from the extractive industry, from the fossil fuel industry here, for every one of us Indigenous people. Don't think you can buy and sell the air and think that the wind won't blow where you are too. Don't think that this sacred water will renew itself without your help. We have to be part of a sacred cycle of life. We have to move to circular economies. We have to be less selfish and more given. And we'll start the ball rolling. Are you going to catch it?
De nada servir os acordos firmados em 26 conferências, porque as emissões só continuam aumentando a cada ano. Nossos direitos continuam sendo retirados e as lideranças continuam sendo mortas por defender a Mãe Terra. É preciso acreditar na ciência, mas é preciso também valorizar os conhecimentos tradicionais dos povos indígenas como ciência, porque é dentro dos territórios indígenas que está 82% da biodiversidade que ainda está protegida no mundo. Mas eles insistem em negar que a solução está nos nossos modos de vida.
So the question is, where are the government leaders willing to stand up to the fossil fuel industry? 60 of the largest banks in the world have collectively financed $3.8 trillion in fossil fuel companies since the Paris Agreement. So we're, as a world, continuing to invest. Where's the regulation by the government to stop this fossil fuel financing. And the recent report by the UN Environment Program found that governments still plan to produce more than double the amount of fossil fuels in 2030 than what would be consistent with limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees. And there's been some commitments made here this week, but not enough.
É hora de reflorestar os nossos corações, o nosso pensamento e também as nossas ações.